Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Right, so we're just going to go down, do a quick 20-minute video around the roundabout. This is part of my exercise thing really. So I've been unloading videos, I've been up since about 6:15. I really wanted to go up to Home Bargains, but I'll fit it in. What I want to talk about on the way down there is yesterday myself and my friend mechanic and there's another guy there, was three of us there. On the radio was the stuff about the Olympics banning transgender women. From competing in women's sport. So I believe, well, the two of them were sort of starting going on about it and I just ignored them because couldn't really quite articulate at that moment in time my opinions on it. So here goes. Here they are. And these opinions are unpopular in that most people I know do not agree with my opinions on this matter, which is that sport is, well, women's sport is inherently discriminatory, and it discriminates against men. That's, so for the most part, so you don't get it the other way around. You don't get transgender men, as in females that have become male or are living male. You don't get it the other way around. You don't get them. There's no complaints. The reason is that the sport is discriminatory and it discriminates against men. So your transgender, it does get confusing, doesn't it? The transgender men, that is women who become men. So the problem is it's transgender women, so that's males who become female or are living as female, are the problem. And the reason, so it's an interesting question, so why is the other way around not a problem? Well, it's because the transgender women are likely to beat the women. Well, I don't even know if that is true actually, but that's definitely a perception, so it might not be true. So I'm trying to rein this conversation in so I don't go off on tangents, but the reason it's inherently discriminatory is because men are not allowed to compete. Males are not allowed to compete in female sport. I know people will go, oh, right. So let's kind of get to what's wrong with that, and we'll take the three examples, having the potential discussion. I think they were trying to wind me up. This is why I didn't indulge myself in the conversation yesterday. There's a potential that there were that the three males, that's me and the other two, have all been fucked over by women, right? What does that mean? Well, you've had to remortgage, you've had to move, you've had to, you've been made homeless, you know, there's a whole range of things that's happened to these three males, and ironically, out of the three of us, so I'm just using these three males as an example of this conversation. So what I'm really, so it's not very well laid out, but what I'm actually saying is, why should these two males, because I'm now legally considered female, but I am obviously biologically male. So why would the three males give a shite? Or why should they step down? This is what I'm saying. Why should they step down for women when the women are not doing what they're supposed to do for them? Do you get what I'm saying? Why? So one of them, well, two of them had to remortgage because of women. So what does that mean? Well, it's women who decided they want a better option, and the law backs them up, and they're allowed to do that. So why should they then protect women? You know, so I suppose the point is that the point is the point. What's the point? The point is that it should be open and free to anyone. Sport, I mean, you can have different ways of doing sport. It shouldn't be segregated between men and women, for a start. So it's down to what. So males have a biological advantage over females. Well, the females are different. There's things that females can do that males can't do. So I think the whole definition of sport and what it's for and what it's supposed, it's about fighting. Look at the Roman Empire. Sport. The Colosseum. But now we've got to pander to women because they're not as good as men. That's really what it is. So it's wrong. But on a personal level, I couldn't really give a shit. The reason I couldn't give a shit is because anything I've ever been good at is not, as far as I know, as a result of my biological sex. So there's two things that spring to mind. Chess. I was a chess champion. Don't ask me for a game, I haven't played for 40 years. And I'm talented artist. That's not a result. It's an ability to create art, which is obviously another thing that changes. Because they don't want talent, these lefties. So that's another thing where women, they've taken over the art world. Most of them don't have any fucking abilities to create art. And they all go, oh, that's all wonderful, just to be polite, when the stuff they're creating is crap. Right, but that's another argument for another day. So let's sort of sum this up, because I'm going to change the subject. But why should they step aside for women is really what we're saying here. Why should they step aside? And that's what they're doing with women's sport. They're stepping aside to let them win. Why should they do that when it's not reciprocal? So they're not having children for them, they're not having a family for them, and they're not looking after the family, which is what they're supposed to do, and have children. And very often the state lands up bringing up the children. So there's a lot to be thought about, and most people don't think about that. I had that guy coming on, a hateful guy coming on yesterday, and I kind of beat him easily. I don't know what his problem was. He was kind of projecting himself quite a lot. He was another one that's lost. And I says, look, you're just lost. You know, so they'll attack me and all the rest of it, but most of them are not having children, they're not being parents, they're not having families, they're not doing what their ancestors have been doing. And that's bringing up children, looking after a home. And yeah, and a lot of it's because they're not able to, because they can't afford everything because it's been taken away from them. I get that, but you can't have it both ways. And that, and women, these sports, and look at the state of Sharon Davis. She looks like a man. She's built like a man. Well, that was the thing about the intersex. So the hypocrisy is absolutely unbelievable. So women's sport, you know what you can do? You can keep it. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in sport anyway, but so it's easy for me not to be interested in it. Because it's a lot of crap. You can keep it and stuff it, but it's discriminatory what you're doing. It's blatant discrimination against men, women's sport. I don't know if I've really totally explained it perfectly, but I am walking and I'm sort of slightly distracted, but so that's really, so it's in the news this morning. It's a lot of crap, so I'm not even going to watch. Women's football's another one. Why would you want to watch that? A bunch of lesbians jumping about in a football field. I mean, the only thing you might want to watch it for is because you want to see the boobs jumping up and down. A lot of men will do that. But for that, it's crap. Don't have nothing to do with it. Treat it like for what it's worth. They are at it and they need stopping. It's all what they want and not what's best for society. They are just selfish. Women's sport, it's a lot of crap. Thanks for watching, bye.